we're going to be getting together and hobbying for half an hour. Now, I'm going to start this actual session in a couple of minutes, give you some time to grab your materials, whatever you're going to be working on. I'm really excited to do these daily hobby with me sessions with you all. Once we get started, I'm going to keep the talking down to an absolute minimum unless somebody starts throwing me super chats or engages with me in a very meaningful way. I'm going to try to keep it as streamlined as possible and just keep the talking to a minimum so that we can focus on our work. And if you've been following me the last time we did this together, we went for an hour. And here's what I was able to do. I built up Super Igor. I built up 10 crypt ghouls. And in the space in between, I did a test model of my crypt ghouls. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. I don't remember which royal court he's from, but it's the one the standard one that everybody's familiar with. Green color skin with some black hair, a lot of bony bits. So I was deciding, should I focus on building some more or should I try to paint up what I have? I think that might be more fun if you're going to be painting and working alongside me. So grab your paints, grab something to drink. We're going to get started in, let's start in the 3rd minute. So we'll have another minute and 15 seconds just to make sure that everybody's prepped and ready to go. I got to make sure I have all of what I need. I might do another Pomodoro session where it's like an hour long. The last time we did an hour long, 50 minutes of work and 10 minutes of break. This time, let's just hammer through. You know what? Instead of building, I was thinking maybe I'll build, but in this Pomodoro session, in this work session, let's continue painting and let's see some colors on our ghouls here. So my goal is to build up Jerrion's Delegation and paint them up and then sell them for eBay. I'm going to sell the ghouls separately and the crypt flayers and the crypt horrors and Jerrion himself. So my goal, and all of us should have a goal going into this, is that I want to paint up as much as I can the rest of these guys. Okay, here we go. 10 seconds. Grab your paints, grab your brushes, grab whatever you need. And once we get started, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to shut my big mouth and let us just work for half an hour. Here we go. 5 more minutes. We're going to be working for 5 more minutes. One minute. Last minute. And time. So in a half an hour, oh, hey Pix. Good to see you. Good to see you. In a half an hour Pomodoro sequence, you take 25 minutes to work, just straight work, hobby, grind, like really I had my timer off to the side, so I was trying to focus on the time and what I was working on right in front of me, this guy here, and I was trying not to be distracted by the chat log. So I've for all of these, I'm sorry. I apologize if I miss your messages, and if you're watching this later, thanks for checking in. Thanks for saying hi. But I think in these hobby with me video formats, just straight hobbying for whatever period of time is going to be the way that we do it. And in a Pomodoro sequence like this, if you're working for half an hour, then you do 25 minutes on and then 5 minutes off, as close to that as possible. I think because we started um, a little bit late, we're actually working less than we should be. I just realized as I'm looking at the clock. But you can see how if you're focused, really laser focused on what you're doing, you can really get through a lot. For example, I was able to do the shade applications on all of my miniatures here. I think that's pretty exciting to see some progress with them. Did Agrax Earthshade, Baletan Green, and Quellia Green Shade, and I was able to get one of my Quellia Green Shade guys up pretty much to the standard that I would like to have my ghouls at. So I hope you're able to get some work done. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you were working on and what you were able to accomplish, if this was helpful for you, or if you would prefer a longer Pomodoro sequence. I think the last time we did this, I did a 50-minute session, which is when I was able to build up all of what you see here in front of you. I think I'm gonna need that much time again, just because there's so many fiddly bits. What's funny is that when you do these Pomodoro sequences and you do a couple of sessions, you find out what works for you, what you're comfortable doing, then you're able to gauge, okay, should I do a half an hour session or should I do a 1 hour long session? And it's really up to you to figure out what works for you as a hobbyist. So remember, you need to have the laser focus session of grind and work where your brain just stops thinking about everything else. Like I stopped thinking about the live stream. I stopped thinking about um, how cold I was out here in the garage. I only focused on the colors that I was working on. And you're gonna see that when you're hobbying, if you want this kind of really focused work and you're not just letting the muse take you and guide your paintbrush, then you're going to find that you're going to knock through a lot of your project log faster. And it's surprising because I used to think, oh, I'm just going to let inspiration take me. I'm not going to worry about how long I'm painting or anything like that. But I think everything has its season. Every chapter in our lives dictates how we see what we're doing. And as a father with a very limited amount of time now, I don't have the luxury to allow my muse to guide me wherever it wants. I'm the one that has to grab my muse by the neck and say, like, you gotta get me to paint this flesh eater quartz box before my wife comes out and kills me. All right, guys and gals, everybody out there, I'm gonna wrap this session up now. This has been a 30-minute hobby with me session. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to go out and get some ghouls for yourself, if what you saw was interesting enough to you that you were thinking you might want to purchase some ghouls for yourself, you can either get the new army set that Games Workshop just released, or you can pick up this Flesh Eater Quartz Jerrion's Delegation. I'm going to put a link down below in the description where you can get this box set on Amazon for a little bit cheaper than what you would normally have to pay for it. I'm also going to put a link to get the army box if you're interested in that, because you actually save. If I had waited to find this link and if I had looked for it to get the army box on Amazon rather than going through my brick and mortar store, I would have saved a bunch of money. Of course, it's always good to support your store and give them the business, but that extra $40 was would have been pretty nice to have just about now. So check out the links. Let me know what you think, and if they're not populating for you now, I'm gonna make sure that they're working as soon as I log out of here. I'm gonna start my next live stream in just a second, where I'm gonna be talking about the old world, more old world discussion, more chat about the hobby. We can talk about this guy, the mechanic from Artel W Miniatures, who is my contender for Miniature of the Year, unless something else I build in the Artel W delivery that I got the other day is going to beat this guy. But right now, he's top contender, man. Look at this model. This is fantastic. All right, I hope you guys had a great Pomodoro sequence with me. And like I said, I've got another hobby with me yesterday where we did a full hour-long session. Check that out. If you're going to be going back into the grind, then do another 25 minutes, then take another 5-minute break. These are shorter chunks of time where you're working and you're taking a break. It might work for you. I found that working 50 minutes rather than 25 works really well for me, and then taking a 10-minute break to round out that hour. But if you want to do an hour by doing a 25 on and then 5-minute break, 25 work, 5-minute break, that's we do what works for us, right? All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Pix, thanks for dropping in, and everybody else, I hope you have a great day. We'll see you in the live stream.